Hello, welcome to Go Your Range of Mate. Thank you very much for joining me and welcome to our new season. So we are in Scorpio season and we're going to start with our new Mudra and Mantra. So Scorpio, we're going back into that water element, but this is a real deep dive in. Water is all about our emotions, tapping into desires, creativities, our fears, what's holding us back. So it's actually a really, really good time to start a journaling practice if you don't already. So literally just getting a notepad and a pen and jotting down how you're feeling. You can either just do this as you would with, say, writing a diary. You could do this on a gratitude journal type of point of view, which is really, really lovely, especially if you are feeling a little bit insecure, because we are also going to go into Mercury retrograde on the 31st of October. So we can have a little bit of miscommunication, misunderstandings, misinterpretations going on with how we're coming across and how other people are coming across and how we're interpreting that. So you might feel insecure, might believe people are being dishonest, but it's not actually the case. So this is a really beautiful practice to write things down so you can process it, so we don't keep it in our head. Mercury is all about broadening our thoughts, our communications, but we need to get them out, and a lovely way to do that without verbalizing it can be to write it down. If we are feeling insecure, then that's where a gratitude journal can really be a beautiful practice. So you can take 5 minutes and just be thankful of who you saw today, what made you laugh, what you would like to repeat if your day was something happened in your day that was really that wonderful. As small as it can be. I managed to get on my yoga mat and practice for 10 minutes. The sun was shining. It's middle of October, but it meant I could walk the dogs and wear my sunglasses. All these little things that might seem insignificant, but they build up on themselves. So it said that happiness isn't one big moment, it's lots of little moments, and it's reminding ourselves of that, which is where a journaling practice can really come in. Another practice that can be really beautiful is also a dream journal. So you can start to decipher and interpret your dreams. So it's just another way of seeing what's coming up or what's repeating itself, which is a big thing with Mercury retrograde. Sometimes past events can come back because we haven't actually fully learnt everything from them. So in order to do that, we need to create a safe space. So when I was looking at the mudras, and our mudras are our hand gestures, the mudra I wanted to work with is the Yoni mudra, and Yoni means womb. Womb basically means a safe and sacred space. So that's what we're going into when we work with the Yoni mudra. So it's creating that safe space to get in touch with our feelings, get in touch with any insecurities or our fears, and seeing, is it all in the mind, or, because sometimes things are a lot bigger than we actually, we think they're a lot bigger than they actually are. And the other thing to remember is that Scorpio, as well as being a water sign, it's the 8th sign of the zodiac. If you draw out that number 8, it makes that infinity sign, and Scorpio rules over death and rebirth. So it's that constant cycle, that infinity cycle, if you draw out that number 8. So it's knowing that things will be on that constant until we're ready to release and let go. So we're bringing in that element that we've worked with in Libra of releasing and letting go when we were in our Keshapana, our letting go gesture. And now we're going to move into our Yoni mudra. So we can work with the thumbs and the index fingers. So the other fingers we can interlace. The index fingers we're going to bring together, but we point them down this time as we bring the thumbs together. And the thumbs point up, rolling the shoulders away, and then relaxing the elbows. And you can sit with this wherever it feels comfortable for you. So you can sit in front of the belly, you can sit with the hands resting down into the lap, and closing the eyes, and honouring that you're creating this safe space for you to tap into where you might be feeling fear or insecurity or dishonesty, and allowing yourself to recognise that might be something that's coming up for us that we haven't learnt from, or just creating that safe space so we can tap into our dreams and our desires, where we get our inspiration from. And our mantra for Scorpio is I desire. And you might stay with those 2 words, or you might complete them. So I desire to create space for myself. I desire to start a journaling practice and do that for 5 minutes every single day. I desire to get on my yoga mat every day for 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be long. So what is it that you desire in your life, in your practice? If the mind tries to wander, just come back to your breath, come back to your mantra, I desire. Knowing that you have created this safe space for you to tap into your inspiration, your creativity, allowing yourself that self-expression. Remembering that Scorpio is that water sign. So rather than thinking of Scorpio as this little flowing river, it can be that deep chasm of water, or even the ocean. If we can relax, we will float, go with the flow. But if we start to struggle, that's when we get pulled under. So knowing that you can create that safe space by releasing and letting go. By releasing and letting go can be something as simple as taking something out of your mind, jotting it down on a piece of paper in your journal. And you're welcome to stay here for as long as you need. Come back to this practice as often as you need. Just creating that safe space for you, connecting into your desire, that mantra of I desire. And you might find after this practice that you do grab a notepad and a pen and just start to free write whatever comes to mind, just without overthinking, just writing, jotting it down on paper. And I shall see you next week. I will put in a link here and here for a couple of the practices if you do want to go into a more meditative practice, or if you want to go into a more fluid flowing practice. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. I shall see you next week. Namaste.